Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 34,174, down 0.42%. Ethereum 2266, down 0.61%. We notice the stable coins USDC, DAI, USDT, BUSD. When they're green, that means that money is flowing in from crypto to the stablecoin. When they're red, it means they're flowing out of the stablecoin back into the crypto market. I'd like to let you know, if you're new, that everything I do for you is free. My goal is to help you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. I make all my money from the markets. I therefore don't have any paid groups or reports or indicators. I don't put any leverage trading links or anything like that. I show you how to think and approach trades. I'd just like to let you know that there unfortunately are scammers around, and they tend to impersonate the main Crypto Trading KS account. Just a message to scammers. Many of you, I know you're out there and reading the comments. You're not bots, you're actually people. I would suggest that you really look at this content and learn from it. You don't have to be doing what you're doing. There is a better way. Okay, let's get into it. In this episode, we're going to go through the KS method for timing entries and exits out of trades, and also how to set up and understand what we're dealing with and the chart patterns. In the previous episode, episode 108, we looked at on-chain data. We looked at overwhelming evidence to support the KS model one way or another. We also looked into the stock market, gold, silver, the dollar, Riot blockchain, all sorts of basically stock market data to help you to understand if we are on the right side of the trade or not. It's really vital that you see that, and you'll see why a little bit later on. If you haven't had a chance to look at episode 108, please do so. It's really, really important. In that particular episode, we had a really good question come from the community. What is a blessing? How does that work? What's all that about? So we talked about this cycle where people focus on themselves. They typically get into pain. They counteract that pain with pleasure through a number of activities. And unfortunately, that doesn't solve the problem. So misery tends to be a natural repercussion of going around and around and around in this circle. When people pass through a specific event or change their mind or look at the world in a different way, and this is what I really wanted to ask the community about in this episode. What do you think this is that takes a person from this painful cycle and moves them across to a more meaningful and fulfilling cycle? When we talk about blessing, we're really focusing on others. We're focusing on sharing and caring and kindness and giving and a positive attitude, love, understanding, forgiveness. Forgiveness especially for ourselves, for the pain that's occurred. We just acknowledge it, put it on the shelf, and basically forget about it. That leads to a lot of fulfillment and meaning in life. What I'm really curious about, and if you could help me out as a community, what do you think this is? What can put someone from this side of life over to this side of life? I think it's a really important question. A lot of parents are looking at this material with their kids, and childhood is hard. It's really difficult stuff. Some people go through so much pain that they want to inflict pain on themselves, and they certainly get to a point where they don't enjoy things. It can happen to the best of people. I think understanding this bridge would be a really, really good thing to chat about. As part of the KS method, we always look through the news, not as people who understand crypto, but people who read headlines and try to understand the basic sentiment of the market. So if we look here, Bitcoin targets 36K. Well, we know it's 34K right now, so that's a positive. Ether is already flippening Bitcoin. Wow. As a novice, I have no idea what that means. Next. That's neutral. Germany's new cryptocurrency law welcomes. Wow, new law welcomes. That's positive. Bitcoin.org gets hit by ransomware. Wow, that's not good. That's negative. Bitcoin reclaims support. Whoa, that's really cool. Support is a good thing. I like to be supported. I'm sure Bitcoin does too. Bitcoin was not the most exchanged cryptocurrency last week. It wasn't? What was? That sounds bad. Oh, that must be a negative. We're just going through these headlines from a point of we don't really know what's going on. I know we do, but let's pretend we don't. Cryptocurrency prices today rebound slightly. Ooh, that's good. Brazil's Bitcoin king. Well, that sounds... Oh, no, he was arrested. That's bad. That's a negative. Little known token has gained 40 times more than Bitcoin. Wow, I have to check that out. That's positive. Whoa, what's this? Avoid Bitcoin. The bubble will pop soon. Warns Switzerland. Oh my goodness, that sounds really bad. Okay, what we understand is that life in the news and press is all about getting eyeballs and attention. Let's look at this flippening of Bitcoin. What does that actually mean? We can drill into that article, and there's some data here, and we just say, yeah, not interested. I don't see any graphs. So let's dig further. This blockchaincenter.net is quite good. We see flippening market cap, whoa, 41.7%. But what does flippening mean? Okay, they're fantastic, they define it. It's the hypothetical moment of Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin as the biggest cryptocurrency. Remember the article? What did the article say? The article said, already flippening. Ah, okay, so it's overtaken the market. What? Hang on a second. Shouldn't that be 100? Okay. Maybe that person is looking at something else. Well, that's under 100. Whoa, this is more than 100. What is that? Transaction count. Transaction volume, less. Oh, trading volume is less. Ooh, transaction fees are more. Node count. What's a node? Google search. Oh, I know what Google search is. 22%. Okay, so that particular person is obviously talking about transaction count, but not talking about the definition of what flippening actually is. When this bar goes green to 100% and beyond, yeah, that's a flippening. Right now, we're not seeing that. In fact, we could actually drill in right now and we can see that's just not happening. Ethereum is not larger than 656 billion. Okay, so we say, oh, okay. Well, he said it's already happened, but he must be looking at something specific. If I was doing this article, I wouldn't say that it's already happened, because that's not the case. That's not backed up. But let's look at this. The bubble will pop soon. Wow, that is scary. Unless you'd been through episode 108, where we analyzed all the on-chain and off-chain metrics, the stock market, precious metals, and then you would have a different understanding. If you haven't actually seen 108, you can see how important it is to gain a bit of context. Let's go back to that article. So Switzerland's largest bank, UBS, is saying it's a speculative... Well, hang on a second. UBS Group, 1.1 trillion of invested assets, plans to offer its wealthy clients exposure to Bitcoin? Hang on a sec. What's going on? Didn't they just say it's in a bubble? Yeah, I'm confused. This is the news. It is confusing. That's why I always say be really careful about putting too much stock in the news. Rule 52, Bitcoin moves the crypto market. Regular community viewers will know that this is an absolute fact. If you're new, this could be surprising to you, but let's go through. We'll see together how this works. Let's check out Bitcoin's technical analysis. In 107, episode 107, we were trading at around 34,185. We're currently trading at 34,129. We've seen the past price action get up to this structural resistance, then turn it into support and get rejected by that higher level of resistance at 35,000. I've often said 35,000 is a key level. it's really important for Bitcoin to actually accumulate power to take out that 35,000 level. It's currently trading above this upward trend support line, which is good. It also has this level of resistance above, probably around the 35,729 mark. All good as far as we are concerned, and we know from that previous episode that all the fundamental direction of Bitcoin and the crypto market is in play. I want to just draw your attention here. We've changed from the 15-minute to the 30-minute in Bitcoin. That's for a specific reason. We now need to zoom out a little bit as Bitcoin is starting to repair itself. A couple of people said to me, Ken, what you said last episode, the episode before last, that the shorts entering the market was a good thing. I'll explain later about that, and you'll see that it is actually a very good thing. Right now we have overhead structural resistance. It's light, but it's there, coming down and pushing price down. I'm not surprised that this is happening. We also have another level of light structural resistance coming into play around 37,000. Let's dig deeper. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin longs and the Bitcoin shorts. We can see from a relative percentage basis that the Bitcoin shorts are increasing. That's actually really important. We can see the longs are decreasing. There's a lot of longs in the market actually, and not many shorts. The shorts need to come back into the market to balance and equalize what is happening. It's very healthy that the shorts come back in. It's also really good to look at Ethereum. We noticed in the past episode that the shorts have been increasing. The longs have been decreasing. This is all very healthy price action. It may not appear so, but it actually is. Let's check out the liquidations. Over the past 24 hours, $374 million worth of liquidations occurred to 66,001 traders. If we look over the past 12 hours, around 63% of those positions were short, which is happening here. We notice that the price has gone down because the longs are getting liquidated. There is always a harmony between longs and shorts. Let's look at net realized profit and loss for Bitcoin. We can see that a lot of people have taken losses. The losses have come out of the market. The people that were going to sell have basically sold, and that's been also backed up by the previous video, this particular one, episode 108. It's really important to understand this. You become powerful when you know this knowledge. We talk a lot about the stable coins, USDC, DAI, USDT, BUSD. USDT is a major stable coin with a market cap of $62.6 billion. It's really important to the crypto market. That's why it's good to understand how much Tether balance is on all exchanges. When Tether spikes up like this, it spikes to be deployed. That means to go into the crypto market. If you transfer money to your crypto exchange, if you have one, it means that you want to deploy it. Same with Tether. We can see it's being deployed. That's a bullish sign. We look at the stablecoin supply ratio, the SSR oscillator, to see how much of that stablecoin supply from all stablecoins has actually gone into Bitcoin. You can see a lot of it is going into Bitcoin. That is also very positive. When we have these lows, like here, I know I'm crossing psychological states, which is naughty of me, but it just gives you an understanding that when it's low, it's deployed. That's very helpful. Psychological safety is a really important thing for us to understand. When price is advertised, when it pumps up, the institutions pump up price. It's to attract fear of missing out. That pulls a lot of retail investors in that buy at the top, then get liquidated, they advertise again, they get liquidated, advertise again, or maybe not liquidated, they just suffer losses. The concept is institutions do this all the time. We need to think more institutionally so we can play them with their game, not beat them at their game. We can't do that. They're too powerful, but go with them is the way to go. You notice something in here. Google search trends reach a peak. 100 is like a peak. They reach a peak when things are going really badly. When they're going well, like for example today, 18, yesterday 22, this means that people aren't paying much attention. They're not scared. Current market is an extreme fear of 20. Yesterday it was 29, which was fear. The day before it was 27 and 24, which are both extreme fear as well. The concept is people just look at it and they're a bit scared. That's exactly when the institutions come and scoop things for a discount. That's how they rock. That's how they play. Institutions really want people, retail investors, to sell at the bottom. That's why we always discuss the psychology of institutions on this particular channel, because it's that psychology that we really need to understand. These episodes also serve as a trading journal that we can look back twice a day and see how the market is faring. The top 7, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Binance Coin, ADA, Cardano, XRP, and DOGE. We're always interested in the big movers over the past 24 hours and 7 days, and also the biggest losses over that period too. So KCS, Synthetics, Aave, Compound, Sushi, Thorchain, Avalanche. You might notice how Compound has been doing quite well. They do tend to stay around the top when they're there. It's really good for you to look back at the episodes and understand what's happening. The greatest 24-hour % losses, XDC, Graph, Waves, Helium, Telcoin, Tezos, and HBAR. Let's go the other way and see the largest 7-day gainers: Synthetics, Compound, KuCoin, XTC, Aave, Maker, and the Graph. Let's flip around the other way. Greatest losses: T-Fuel, Theta, Nano, BSV, Doge, Stellar, and Cello. Let's have a look at Binance derivatives. We're really interested in the change in the price of the contract in the past 24 hours. 24-hour trading volume is $63.1 billion, 6.1 billion in open interest. Now, as we look through here, we're trying to check relativities. We're also really interested in double-digit, like Aave, Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity has been doing so well. Sushi, 1 inch. This gives you a bit of an edge that people don't know about. Alpha, Rune, not bad. We're looking for double-digit gains. If the market is unhealthy, AVAX is looking good. If the market is unhealthy, we will see very red, double-digit red in here. We're not seeing that at the moment. Lena, storage. There's a lot of things that are actually doing well under the hood. Okay, pretty good. Alice again, doing well. This is really good to keep in mind as you're trading, you and investing. This can help you to determine what's going up and what's going down. If you want to dollar cost average in to a specific thing, do so on a highly red day when there are double-digit negatives. A community member reached out and said, I generally buy dollar cost average, or DCA, into a specific coin when fear and greed is at a certain level, which is extreme fear. That's really clever. Well done for doing that. Also, many people have asked for this particular link. It's in the description of every video, just to help you out in case you haven't seen that. I'd like to share rule 234 with you. Crypto eats technicals for breakfast. It's very hungry for technicals and it eats them often. When people are really good at technical analysis and they come across to crypto, they can be eaten for breakfast by crypto. The problem is crypto is so volatile, it can move so much that it can invalidate a lot of technicals. It happens all the time. We looked at Kusama yesterday and we saw that it basically dropped 75% in around 8 hours. In the stock market, a correction is 10%. In crypto, we do 10% before lunch. That's why the volatility of crypto makes technical indicators really dangerous to obey. That's why I don't use them, because it's in compliance with Rule 2, 3, 4. I know a lot of people said, Ken, where are your technical indicators? I can put them up for you, but I never use them. I look at various aspects of the market, and I'm always sharing those with you. Let's have a look at crypto total market cap. We know that this particular image here, this graph, is literally the price of the crypto market expressed in trillions of dollars. Currently, crypto is trading as a market at $1.418 trillion. You notice this structural resistance coming into play. That's why we've seen upward action and downward action. It's trying to surmount this structural resistance, but it's holding this line. Remember how I said crypto loves to eat technicals for breakfast? Don't be at all surprised if it drops under this level and people will call the end of the world. All the shorts will pile in saying a key technical level has been broken, and then crypto will eat them for breakfast. It does the same way to longs. It doesn't matter if you're short or long. You have to be really, really careful of crypto. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, ETH, currently trading at 22.81, has support below at 22.53 and 21.78. It has resistance above at 23.04 and 23.87. Overall, its structure is good. It's obeying this particular support and obeying it well. And we know price is negatively biased, and we also know the crypto eats technical lines for breakfast. So if we get a technical violation, we're not too fussed about it. Let's have a look at Binance Coin. Binance Coin currently trading at 310 or 311, pretty much even. It's really at its current level of support. It has a level of support below that at 302.71 and also at 291.52. It has resistance above at 318.46. Note how that structural resistance came into play. Price rallied up, saw the structural resistance and said, hang on a second, I need to regroup. I want to go back to my support. I need support to get through you. Just think like that. Okay, and when it gets support, everything is like that in life. When we have support, we can do amazing things. Just think of it like that. We can blast through resistance if we have enough support. That's what's happening with BNB at the moment. Remember how we talked about Rule 52? Bitcoin moves the crypto market. Let's prove it. Let's have a look at ADA. What I've done here is just to superimpose Bitcoin's price across ADA. You look at that, the correlation between even up and down is unbelievable. We've seen this on a 1 second chart. When Bitcoin sells off, it pulls the whole crypto market down with it. When Bitcoin rallies, it goes the other way. It pushes the entire crypto market upwards. That's why we have a rule. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. You can see here, look at that. Bitcoin came down, Cardano came down. Look, it's spooky. It plays out all the time. Cardano is currently trading at 141.56. It has support below at 140 and below that at 133.43. It has resistance above at 144.86 and the psychological level of 150. Look how that psychological level was respected. It's always at play. Let's have a look at Dogecoin. You see here I've overlaid Bitcoin's price action measured here with Doge's price action measured here. You notice how Bitcoin sold off, Doge sold off. Bitcoin rally, Doge rallies. This is the case with literally every crypto. The only difference is how it does it. Sometimes we do have an out of sync phase, and that's what we look for. That is a incredible trading edge to identify those particular coins that are doing that. Many people, when they're first introduced to Bitcoin's fingerprint, they just can't believe it. They don't really comprehend how it could happen, but it's a fact, and we always have to acknowledge facts. Doge is currently trading at 23,432, has support below at 22,200 and 21,095, has resistance above at 24,892 and 25,735. Let's have a look at XRP. You see Bitcoin's fingerprint playing out here? It's eerily spooky, isn't it? Very, very few people in the crypto market actually understand this thing. When you do, you're at an advantage over a lot of people. XRP is currently trading at 66.30. It has resistance above at 67.40 and 71.49. You can see how much structural support is below XRP. That's really good. Support, as we know, is nurturing and loving and great for a crypto. The more support it has, the higher it can go. Just think about it like that. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's fingerprint playing out against Polkadot. Look at this. Look at the adherence. When Bitcoin really sells off, everything comes back to alignment with Bitcoin. You can see it here. It's just incredible. Look at that. It's there. It's there on every single coin. It's a law, literally. DOT is currently trading at 1530 odd, just around its support. Another level of support at 14,748 and 14,023. Resistance above at 16,441 and 17,297. You notice this structural resistance at play up here around 2174. That resistance will push Polkadot down when it gets closer. It will resist Polkadot going higher. It will exert pressure, downward pressure on it. At the moment, I can see DOT being a very interesting play. Let's have a look at MATIC. MATIC, you can see Bitcoin's fingerprint. Look at it. Look at it play out. It's almost like magic. Look at that sharp down, sharp down. It's not a coincidence. It's a law. And very, very few people know about it. You're one of the few who do. It's very, very powerful knowledge. It's a game changer. MATIC is really interesting to look at. You see the strong, nurturing, loving support below it. See the nasty resistance, fighting support. Okay, the concept is this is suppressing the price. This is a really interesting resistance line that has been turned to support. It's a light structural resistance. You probably can hardly see it, but it's there. What we can see now, MATIC is currently trading at 112,475. It has good structural support below it at 105,585 and 101,203. This is really good. Remember, price is always negatively biased in crypto, so we want to scoop up tails. Now, a particular community member asked me, Ken, what do you mean, scoop up tails? That's a tail. Anything that moves down quickly, we want to dollar cost average in, if you like. We want to pretend that they can happen. So placing buy orders, and always remember, when you layer down in your buys, they may or may not get hit. But as price is negatively biased, it can be a very, very profitable trading strategy and investment strategy. You always know price is always moving in a wave. It's coming down, then up, and down, and up, and down, and up. And you know it eats technicals for breakfast as well. So we just stay together with me. I'll show you what is happening every day, 7 days a week. Let's have a look at VeChain. You notice Bitcoin's fingerprint playing out on VET. Look, it's magic. Maybe not magic, maybe something else, but it is always playing out. Always keep that in mind. The good thing about VET is actually over structural resistance and turned it into structural support. That means it has fresh air above it. You notice this particular resistance line here, because it's above that. In all probability, VET will struggle around this 10-cent mark. And that's fine, because it's really changing, transforming that resistance into support. VET currently is trading at 84.15. It has good structural support at 80.45 and below at 78.47. The resistance above 87.80 and 93.68. Let's check out Solana. Sol. Look at Bitcoin's fingerprint. How it plays out. All the time. Every single coin. It's really astounding how much of a lord this is. Solana is currently trading at 33,400. It has support below at 32.464 and 31,604. It has resistance above at 35,274 and then lighter at 37,348. Let's have a look at Luna Terra. Look at Bitcoin's fingerprint playing out. Look at it coming into alignment, going up and down with Bitcoin. Why do I put this in? Because if you look at Bitcoin, you can figure out how to time your beloved altcoin or your group, your family of altcoins. It's really, really important to look at Bitcoin first. That's why we spend so much time understanding where it is going before we even look at a chart. Episode 108, the KS model and all the data, is incredibly important. If we don't get this right, it's disastrous. We really have to use probabilities to understand what is happening. Luna is currently trading at 6,121. Support is below at 5,920 and 5,586. Resistance above at 6,214. Notice this particular resistance line, which will come into play around 6,426. Let's have a look at AVAX Avalanche, which is definitely a community favorite. Look how closely Bitcoin's fingerprint is influencing AVAX. What happens is that sometimes the percentage change is different. That's what I call the BTC alt gearing factor. Nothing moves exactly the same as Bitcoin except Bitcoin, which is kind of apparent, but altcoins are different. You can see here, look at this. This is very interesting. This is a divergence that we really, really want to see. AVAX is coming up. It's bucking the trend. We love to see this. This is a sign of strength. We're always looking for anomalies so that we can understand them and do something about them. We could say AVAX wants to party, but you know, there's a couple of things we need to bear in mind. For one, we've got this overhead structural resistance coming into play, as well as a degree of structural resistance here. What we know, price moves in a wave. It's strong. We can see this fresh air above this support line, which is incredibly good. We know the price is always moving up, then down, up, then down, up, then down. We know resistance, especially structural, tends to push back hard. So we can have confidence in buying in layers. When you layer buy, it's really important that you pick a platform that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to do it. So your position sizing needs to be correct. You need to have profitable trades in the sense that you're not paying too much commission per unit of trade that you put down. Let's have a look at support and resistance levels in AVAX. AVAX is currently trading at 13,549. It is literally at structural support right now. That's really, really good. You see it bounced off one, came back, and is trying to consolidate. Even if it wobbles down to 12,908 or even 12,513, that's no drama. We expect that. Price is always moving in a wave. Resistance above 13,862 and 14,938. Let's have a look at Cartisi, another community favorite. We look at Bitcoin's fingerprint. We can see that Cartisi is following Bitcoin's fingerprint. It's incredible. From the largest to the smallest and the medium alts, Bitcoin is affecting them all. No alt can withstand Bitcoin's gravity. The interesting thing is the reactivity between an alt and Bitcoin. You can see that the BTC alt gearing is always changing all throughout here. These spikes show intention. It wants to go up, but unfortunately this structural resistance above it is pushing Cartisi down. That's why we've had problems with Cartisi. But Cartisi wants to party. It definitely does. When it gains enough support, it will rock. It's just like everything in life. Sometimes you need support to go and do hard things. Cartisi is no different. No alt is any different. Cartisi is currently trading at 41,982. It's very close to support at 40,408. Next level of resistance, 47,087. Notice this structural resistance coming into play around the 53,419 mark and around the 57,236 mark. I think that's really what's impressing Cartisi down at the moment. I'd like to show you something really cool with Kusama. KSM, you can see it obeying Bitcoin's gravity with different relative percentages, but you can see it obeying it. Selling down here, Bitcoin sells down, it pushes. It's the nature of Bitcoin, but I want to show you something cool. Let's change this to a 30-minute. Many people in the community ask me, Ken, what happened to Kusama? Why was there such a big drawdown? You notice Bitcoin was coming down. Kusama was going up. No alt can withstand Bitcoin's gravity. Bitcoin literally pulled it down, Kusama down. This is exactly what happens. You notice it then went into alignment. It's very, very interesting to see this. Not so much if you're going through one of these events, of course, but it shows you if your alt gets too out of alignment with Bitcoin, just pay particular caution and note to that. It can save you a lot of money. This is actually a reason that I say Bitcoin is volatile. If you have this kind of pattern where Bitcoin is going down but another alt is going up, it doesn't matter what the alt is. We have to be really, really cautious. It's a pro trading tip. This is the kind of stuff that they never tell you about. It's really important to make sure that things move in alignment. If they move out of alignment, you can be sure a correction is coming at some stage. That means that you can go pretty much on high alert. We saw a lot of topping action here. And it's always easy to say that after the fact because we never know when a top is in or when a bottom is in unless time has passed and it's proven. But the issue is, as this was coming down, KSM was going up. Now, we can also use this to our advantage. You can see when Bitcoin comes up, that Kusama is going to come up as well. And when it has such explosive power in it, we can say it will come up much more than Bitcoin goes up. I hope you found this content useful. I really love sharing secrets with you. There's so many secrets in crypto that most people don't know. And I guess those people that do know it just like to keep it to themselves. But I think if you were to seek to become more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, you really need to know. Please remember, everything I do for you is free. I don't have any paid groups or paid reports, indicators, and I don't shill leverage trading links or anything else. I make my money through the markets. I just want to help you out. We get a lot of scammers impersonating me, and that's really sad that that happens. But please understand, I'll never ask you to contact me any other way, like by email or Telegram or WhatsApp or anything. I just don't do that. You can just reach out to me in the comments. If you would like twice daily updates, 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube and follow me on Twitter. Crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.